Let's get the thoughts and insights for Wednesday's UAAP Games. So joining us today, former UAAP star, really UAAP stars, turned pro cagers. We have Jett Manuel and Jai Reyes. Hi guys.
What's up, Tita May?
Former UAAP stars.
Yeah, I mean that made me laugh. Also.
Of course, you're UAAP stars. That's why you guys are here. You know what you're talking about. Basta UAAP pag-uusapan natin. Okay, so. Very interesting doubleheader yesterday. Had a huge impact sa team standings. So let's start with that shocker. UST destroying UP. How much of a shocker was that? Jett, I'll start with you.
It was a shock because, I mean, looking at the record, looking at both the teams before the game or before the season began, you really put UP up ahead of UST. UST's rebuilding, they got a new coach, and UP is probably in their prime to enter the Final Four. That's the goal that everyone's expecting from them. So them blowing them out, I mean, it wasn't really just a win because upsets happen, but the manner of which they won against UP, UST won against UP, leading as much as 30 points. That's a bit surprising on the side of UP.
Because, Jai, UST is supposed to be a rebuilding, struggling team. They've had, they had that big win over FU earlier in the tournament, but I think at this point of the season, for them to blow out UP that way must have surprised a lot of people.
At this point, I think UST is a young team. If they make their three-pointers, they're a tough matchup, and that's what happened yesterday. And as you said, UP couldn't buy a basket. I think that's the main thing for UP right now. I thought they were already gaining momentum for this season, but the inconsistencies, that's what they have to watch out for this season.
That's a huge dip. You mentioned the three-point shooting of the Growling Tigers. If we look at the team stats, UST really really used red-hot shooting to win this game.
Yes, that's true. Especially Subido. When he's hot, he's virtually unstoppable. But when he can't hit a basket, just like their game against Ateneo, it was a tough game for them. But their rookie, I think CJ Cancino, he's ready to step up and play a really big role for their Growling Tigers.
Yeah, you look at the starter points. UST starters doing well. Perimeter points dominated by UST as well, and then. Focusing on, and the biggest lead, UP never led. They never led in this game.
Yeah.
And then, as we mentioned, UST leading by as many as 30. Jai talked about inconsistency for the Fighting Maroons. What could be the cause of that, Jett?
I think it's just inexperience. Inexperience in being at a certain position or of expectation. This, like I said, this is the year where everyone's expecting UP to finally break through. They have the talent on paper, but I think this is the first year after a long while where they're really expected to win. So, speaking from experience, being on a team with expectation to win is really different because when you go out to play, you have that pressure na you really have to perform. I mean, it's different coming into the game, such as UST, with nothing to lose. Now, UP is coming into this season with games or everything to lose, and I think that just spells the difference of inconsistency, like Jai is saying.
You know who's been consistent? Not inconsistent, but consistent. Jai mentioned that player, CJ Cancino. One of the leading scorers, almost with a triple-double in that game for UST. So, Cancino doing so well. People are starting to compare him with Cyrus Baguio, Richie Rivero. I mean, this kid has been so impressive. I mean, ikaw ba nabibilig ko dito kay Cancino?
I mean, for his young age, he has all the tools for me. But his difference, unlike any other rookie, is his poise. When he's out there, it's a big stage right now, it's the UAAP, but he's still poised. The way he executes his moves and his decision-making is what impresses me the most.
Cancino, Jett.
I think he's opened a lot of eyes. I mean, winning the MVP in the junior level, it's still different. Everyone's gonna say that juniors lang yan, ito ibang seniors. But you like Jai saying the poise, the way he's playing, parang experience siya sa senior division, and the confidence actually that Coach Ayo is giving to him. I think that really just elevated his game to another level. He's doing it all for UST.
Possible Rookie of the Year? Yes,
I have him number one.
Sure,
all right, there you go. Let's shift to the other big game. FEU taking down the Ateneo Blue Eagles. This game started, Ateneo was leading 18-3. So, para yung mga tao, okay, tatabakan na naman ng Ateneo. And no, that did not happen. FEU defending Ateneo so well. Ateneo shot, I don't know, like 1 out of 200 from three-point country. Sobrang alat ng Ateneo. And then, FEU hitting big shots down the stretch. Hubert Cani played such a big game. If we look at the team stats from this game, Jai, what are we going to see?
Well, Ateneo just couldn't make a shot. That's it, you know. Well, as dismal as their field goal percentage was, which was below 30%, you know, I don't think you're gonna see that from Ateneo again this season. But credit to FEU, you know, the energy starting from their head coach, Coach Olsen, it's just amazing, you know. They're starting to build momentum, you know, even though they were down big in the first quarter, they didn't quit. They just kept on fighting and they got the win.
Is that the key to beating this Ateneo team? Make sure they don't shoot well from the perimeter.
Well, the first thing you have to do is really defend. Talking to Coach Olsen actually a while ago, he mentioned that the biggest strength of Ateneo is their ability to take the strength out of their opponent. And that really is like, I kind of thought about it. And the way they play defense, you're gonna have a tough time. You're gonna bleed for your baskets in the half court. So what they focused on was really making stops and trying to get as much easy transitions points as possible. Because if they go to the half court game, Ateneo is gonna win.
If we look at the top scorers of FEU, actually balanced scoring eh. There was no one who scored 20 plus points. I mean, Hubert Cani, 6 points in the fourth, pero total of 12. So not mind-blowing. Jasper Parker, 9 and 8. Axel Inigo, 6 points in the fourth. So parang balance, no Arvin Tolentino in this game. So what was it that FEU did so well that allowed them to win?
I think Coach Olsen mentioned that before even the start of the game, finding out that Arvin wasn't going to be able to play, he actually mentioned to his team that no one guy is going to be able to pick up his production. He's the leading scorer of FEU. You know how well he plays. So he encouraged the whole team to actually, you know, if you average 5 rebounds, try to get 2 more. If you average 6 points, try to get 2 more points. It's going to spread out. We need the whole team to win against Ateneo, and that's what happened when they responded.
Big win by FEU. And remember, in a span of 1 week, tinalo na ng FEU. One, dati undefeated Adamson. They're not undefeated anymore. And then after just a few days, you beat Ateneo. What does this make FEU, Jai? Automatic ba? Not just Final Four contender, but title contender?
Yeah, yes, I think they're legit title contenders. But I just want to say first, this is the most exciting UAAP season we've had in recent years. You know, before, sino kalaban ng Lasal sa finals? Before that, sino kalaban ng Ateneo sa finals? But right now, you practically have 3 teams who are right there at the top. And for the 4th slot, Jett, I don't know, UP or Lasal?
Hindi siya makakapili. No, if we, okay, guys, let's bring out a team standings. And then, I don't know how the past few games have changed. The way we looked at the UAP. Remember, before the season started, aminin na natin, there are a lot of people, like Jai Reyes, who said na magsisweep yung Ateneo.
After the Jones Cup.
Yeah, after the Jones Cup. Let's just be real, right? Well, I don't know. So, how differently are you looking at the UAP now?
I'm not expecting anything anymore, especially in the second round. All teams know that they have a chance, not just for the Final Four, but to actually win the title. You know, the teams that they were saying that were virtually unbeatable, we've seen them lose 2 games already. And then nobody expected Adamson to be number 1 and, you know, FEU be right there beating those 2 teams. So it's very exciting. I just want to be a fan and watch the UAB this season.
How about you, Jett? Meron ka bang parang thoughts about the season before the tournament started na totally nagbago na?
Well, nagbago in a way na, like you said, Ateneo wasn't really expected to drop from that number 1 spot. But looking at all the teams, I think it's gonna come down to each game. It's gonna be very, very important for, especially coming into the second round. You're gonna see Adamson if they lose 2. What's gonna happen? You see FEU losing to UE and UST. Will that bite them in the behind coming into the end of the season? So we're gonna see how each team plays out, especially in the second round.
Okay. Which team are you most worried for? Just very quickly, we have like a minute left. Team that you're most worried for?
UP. Because of the expectations.
Parang naluluwado si Jett pag sabi ni UP.
Because I think they just have to play to their potential and they'll be fine.
Okay, Jai.
Well, Ateneo, I guess.
You're worried for Ateneo?
Yeah, I didn't expect them to lose a game this season, much less 2 games. So, but I think the games that they lost, it was because they couldn't hit a shot. Now that the whole UAAP is seeing that, what are they going to do? Are they going to go down low? to their import, who's virtually unstoppable when he's in the paint? Or are they going to continue with their spread in motion, pace and space offense, which, got them the championship last year?